100 of the best science fiction movies, man. It's me, your boy C, the host. Most of the things right here on Paprika, man, we're chugging along, man. The light is all up at the end of the tunnel, man. I can almost see what's past the tunnel at this point. Is it foliage? Is it a city? Man, is it water? We don't know. But we're almost to that tunnel to find out what's on the other side, man. We're just talking about science fiction movies. It's what we've been doing every single day this year, except one. Just been going one by one, giving you what I think is the 100 best science fiction movies of all time. Remember back in January 1st, man? When we start with 100, what was 100? Something like Flash Gordon, I think was 100. Let's go back and check real quick. Yeah, it was something like Flash Gordon, man. We've just been trying to hit you with all various bits of science fiction from all the different angles and mediums and types of science fiction, man. Ranked them all from 100 to 1. Yesterday, if you recall, we talked about number 7 on the list, Jurassic Park. I felt the tremble of victory from Winstead. His mustache quivered in the light. It was a dreadful thing to see. Go back. I would say go back and watch that movie. We've all seen Jurassic Park a million times. It gets drafted in every single draft for a reason, with the exception of Draftomania because it wasn't eligible. But man, if it can be drafted, it will be drafted because we know that the people love Jurassic Park, and we all love Jurassic Park, man. Shout out to the Dilophosaurus, whatever it is that ejaculated all over your boy Dennis Nedry. Beautiful to see. Anyways, today we're talking about, what is this, number 6 on our list? Interstellar. Hoyt Van Hoytema. Give that man all of the awards, man. That's one of the best cinematographers in this game. Paired up with one of the best directors. My favorite director currently working, Chris Nolan, my man, who I think might be one of the kings of science fiction. A little while ago, I would have called him the king, but then someone else came up and they're like, we're coming for the title. And they're coming up pretty damn hard. They're coming very hard. But yeah, Interstellar, man. 2014, the year Paprika started. And this is one of the very first things I talked about. Because I think Paprika might have been like 3 or 4 weeks old when this movie first came out, man. Let's check out this tagline. Mankind was born on Earth. It was never meant to die here. I'm going to give that a B-. That's all right. It's intriguing enough to get me in the theaters. The adventures of a group of explorers who make use of a newly discovered wormhole to surpass the limitations on human space travel and conquer the vast distances involved in an interstellar voyage. Come along and ride on a interstellar voyage. It's, man. This movie right here, man. If Chris Nolan's going to do sci-fi, he's not going to do pew-pew sci-fi. He's going to do sci-fi that makes you think. Like I said on the Inception episode, the man is obsessed with time. And this is his number 2 most telling, bit of evidence for that thought process. Inception being the first, and here Interstellar being the second. How he weaves in real science, breaks it down for your everyday layperson in a theater watching, just sitting at home watching this, and finds ways to make it interesting. To me, is brilliant. It's brilliant. He finds entertaining ways to show you how mass and gravity can fluctuate and fuck with time, of how it almost could be possible for this to happen. A lot of work with physical theorist Kip Thorne all throughout this movie. A lot of math was crunched and put into a computer of what a black hole could possibly look like, and it spat out the beautiful image of this black hole, which now is one of the standards of science fiction. I've seen like this version of a black hole used like 3 or 4 different times since this movie came out, because it's kind of been the accepted medium of like, or the accepted visual of like, hey, this is how we're going to represent what a black hole looks like from now on. It's thanks to Interstellar. This is Matthew McConaughey's finest role. right above True Detective season 1, I think. This is part of the reconnaissance, man, where he made that switch from those goofy ass rom-coms he was cranking out every 4 days. And he was like, I'm going to do some serious shit. And he breaks us off with just this movie. If you are a lover of science, not just science fiction, I mean science, man, this movie was made for you. And I think science is one of the dopest things on the planet. And if you take all that dope science and you put it inside of a dope story with dope actors, Matthew McConaughey, Michael Caine, Matt Damon, is that David Oyelowo or David Gyasi? One of the two Davids, I think it's David Gyasi. Anne Hathaway is also in this movie. Jessica Chastain, Casey Affleck's in this shit. You put all that, I think, is that Wes Bentley? I think he might be in there somewhere too, man. This movie hums to me. It sings. There's the issues with the crappy audio mix. I don't know what Nolan's got going on in that editing bay, in that audio booth, but it's not what you want. But this movie is everything. It's a great father-daughter movie. It's a dope science fiction movie. It is somehow dystopian and optimistic at the same time. Like, Earth is fucked. I think we can agree that that's about the case now. But in this movie, Earth is fucked, but there's still hope. This is the one last hope that we can find something else for humanity out there. This is the grasping at straws stage of humanity that creates that desperation and that ticking of the clock. And one of the things I think that's great about that is, as desperate as humanity is, Matthew McConaughey doesn't give a fuck about it. He just wants to get back to his kids. That's all he wants to do. That is his driving force. You got Anne Hathaway's love bullshit in there as well. That doesn't work at all. Matt Damon is a right proper fuck in this movie. But thanks to him being a right proper fuck, it gives us, I think, one of the best scenes in all of science fiction. And that's the scene where Matthew McConaughey has to freehand dock with their spaceship coming back from the planet, thanks to the fuckery that Matt Damon has done. That shit had me on the very edge of my seat the first time I watched it. Listen, this movie requires, nay, demands to be watched in 4K. This is hands down Chris Nolan's most beautiful movie. I think this will forever be Chris Nolan's most beautiful movie. After Wally Pfister, his old school DP, departed and tried to do his own thing, he made Transcendence, didn't make this list, and he recruited the talents of Hoyte van Hoytema, man, never looked back, as well as he shouldn't, because what Van Hoytema also did Ad Astra, a beautiful science fiction movie, man. That man knows how to make space look pretty, and he does it here in this movie. This whole movie is beautiful. It's thoughtful. It's tense. It's horrifying. It's optimistic. It is a number of different things all weaved in to create a tale and narrative that is fucking tight. That's why it's number 6 on this list, man. Interstellar. If it's been a while, do yourself a favor. This is a Friday night phones down. Just sit down and rewatch and get immersed in it, man. And we'll be back in 24 of the hours to keep on talking sci-fi movies right here on Paprika.